Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of the CB Star Radio podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that I think touches all of us at some point in our lives. Those strange little coincidences that feel like they mean more than just chance. Well, that's not just chance. It means something. Have you ever thought about someone and suddenly they call you, or maybe you've seen the same number pop up again and again and again on a receipt, on the clock, even a license plate? Maybe you've had a dream about someone who passed away, and then you wake up with this deep sense that they were really with you, like it almost feels real, but you know it can't be. Some people call these moments coincidences, but many of us know they're much more than that. They're signs, synchronicities, little whispers from the universe, or even from loved ones who have crossed over. And the big question is, are we paying attention? Synchronicity is a word that a famous psychologist really brought forward. He described it as meaningful coincidences that can't be explained by cause and effect, but they're too powerful to ignore. It's when two or more events happen that seem unrelated, but in your heart, you know there's a connection. Maybe you're asking for guidance, and then a song comes on that answers your question perfectly. Chances are you ignored it. Maybe you're in a moment of doubt, and a stranger says something uplifting at just the right time. I'm a huge believer in that. You should always be kind, and you should always say kind things to people, even if it's just have a nice day or smile or you look nice today. Things like that really ripple out into the universe. And if you don't believe me, try it. Synchronicities remind us that life isn't just random chaos. There is a deeper current running through everything, pulling threads together, and sometimes those threads are just meant for us. There are signs all the time that synchronicities are happening and they're meant for you. You just have to really open your eyes and want to see them. There are so many ways that these signs can show up in our lives. We're going to go through a few common ones. Animals. We all know I love animals. Often, animals appear as messengers. For me personally, crows are a symbol of protection and connection to my ancestors. Just recently, about 50 baby crows gathered in my yard, along with blue jays and mourning doves. And to anyone else, that might just look like a bunch of birds. But to me, it was a clear visitation, a reminder that my loved ones in spirit are near. Numbers. Repeating numbers like 1111, 222, or 444 are some of the most common signs people talk about. These numbers often align with energy. Energy shifts, moments of manifestation, or reminders that we're on the right path. Dreams. Dreams can be a powerful place for signs. Loved ones who have passed on often will visit us in dreams because it's much easier to reach us when our logical mind, also our ego, is quiet. Music and words. Maybe a song comes on with lyrics that hits your heart at just the right moment, or you overhear a piece of conversation in a coffee shop that answers something you've been asking yourself. Signs don't always scream at us. Most of the time, they whisper. They show up softly, nudging us to notice. But we really have to start honing in and listening, and not just listening with our ears. We have to open our heart and our mind. You have to see beyond what's happening or the numbers. And you just have to really think, have I seen this more than once? So on this episode, I'm going to ask you all to do something. And I want you all to pay attention the next coming days if you see any synchronicities. And if you do, come back here and share what your synchronicities are. Or, even if it's a bird on repeat, or if you find feathers all over, or if you're seeing the same number, or if you were needing an answer to something and suddenly a song came on and you felt like the lyrics were an answer to your question. I want to know in the comments. Another part of this talk I want to dive into is why they matter. These synchronicities are so important. And at first, they remind us that we're not alone. Even when life feels heavy or uncertain, signs will show us that the universe or God or our loved ones in spirit is walking right beside us. Second, they can serve as confirmation. When you're making a tough decision and suddenly signs start showing up, it's like a spiritual nod that you're moving in the right direction. I always say, if you have deja vu to me means you're on the right path. It means you've done this already, which means to me that you're remembering doing this, which means if you believe that there is a future and there is a past and it's all running on the same timeline, chances are at some point those timelines will kind of coincide. Coincidence? I think not. And you'll start to see that, deja vu, the more that it happens to you, if you allow it, it will actually remind you and help bring you back to where you're really meant to be. And finally, I really do feel like they bring us back to wonder. In a world that feels so busy and harsh, these signs remind us that magic and mystery are still alive. That life is more than just bills, work, and routine. It's layered with meaning. The scientific and spiritual balance, let's see. Now, I've always liked to balance the spiritual side with science. I was a science major. I love the medical field, but being in the medical field is actually what really made me believe in miracles or magic or the spirit of prayer or the effects of prayer. No matter what you do, if you pray, you worship, however you want to call it or whatever you name it, it's all the same. It's all us putting something out into the universe, into the world, and we are asking for that hand up from God. And He's listening. And so are our angels and ancestors. I could go on and on about that. But here's the thing. Why do some patterns feel so personal? Why do certain moments bring tears to our eyes or give us chills? To me, that's where the spiritual side comes in. Yes, the brain recognizes pattern, but the soul recognizes the message. So how can you start recognizing signs in your own life? Here's a few simple ways. Keep a sign journal. Anytime you experience something that feels like synchronicity, write it down. Over time, you'll start to see patterns and themes that are meant just for you. Pause and reflect. The next time something catches your attention, a song, a number, a dream, don't brush it off. Ask yourself, what does this mean for me right now? Like, why? Really process it. Think about it. Also, stay open. Not everything is a sign, and that's okay, but when something deeply resonates with you, trust that. Trust that that is what's meant for you. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to remind you, this universe is always whispering. The question is, are you listening? Are you listening? Your signs will never look exactly like mine. They're unique to your story, to your heart, and your connection with the divine. So I encourage you this week, notice the small things, write them down, smile when you see them, and let yourself believe that you are being guided, protected, and loved, because you are. And as always, love is the answer, and I want to thank you for joining me today. And I would like to hear your stories, like I said, about your synchronicities or any deja vu you might have had and how you knew that it was the universe guiding you back to remembrance. And also, you never know, your comment, your story, it might inspire someone else in the comments and maybe a future episode that will help someone else in the future. Remember, this universe is energy and movement, and that is vibration. And voices and commenting are vibration. And what you make someone else feel and what you put out into the universe, it does come back to you. Karma, another topic for another day, is very real. Stay blessed.